Folks, I just had kind of an unusual request. I'm going to have some fun with this because this is a little bit funny in a way. I have a video online called Best Scottish Accent Ever, a guy named Kevin Parson who I met over in Scotland, and he was awesome. Kevin's an awesome guy. Kevin, brother, nobody's making fun of you. I think you are awesome. You're just great. And if you ever come to America, I'm going to take you out for a big steak dinner, my friend. But I put a little clip of Kevin out talking. He's with a great Scottish accent. We're in the Borders country, border area of Scotland, down close to England, a place called Melrose. And this young lady is trying to write. She's from Germany. I'm going to read you what she says. She says, "Hi, my name is," I'm not going to use her name. First name is Nicole. "And I'm from Germany. I'm working with the video named above for my university. I have to do a video, or rather sound file analysis concerning a modern variety of English. Therefore, I chose the Scottish accent because it is fascinating to me. I chose your video because you can see that it deals with free, spontaneous speech, and therefore I can analyze the features of Scottish language." She says, "The problem is I need a transcript of the video into British English, RP, whatever that means in this case. I only have to do 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I guess, and I'm struggling with some of the words and phrases. I've tried to use the subtitles, and the problem here is that some of them really don't fit what is actually said." Okay, well, the subtitles are terrible in Google and YouTube. It just does not read at all, and especially with Kevin's Scottish accent. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to translate word for word what Kevin says here, because I do speak Scottish as a second language. So here we go. I'm going to give it my best shot, and we're going to, I've got my ad here. We're going to skip over this ad. Hang on one second. Okay, so here.
What's your last name? What's your name?
My name's Kevin Patterson, and I'm a guide on the River Tweed.
My name is Kevin Parsons, and I'm a guide on the River Tweed. Now, Kevin likes to say the word "like" at the end of a lot of the things that he'll say, a lot of the sentences. Unlike in America where people will say "like" all the time, it was "like," and they were "like," and you were "like," and we were "like." No, Kevin puts "like" at the end. So this is an interesting thing, a convention that happens in Scotland. So there's the first sentence.
We're standing here down in the Borders. We're just outside.
We're standing here down in the Borders. We're standing here down in the Borders.
Just outside Melrose, which is a famous town.
Just outside of Melrose, which is a famous town.
Over the back of us here, we've got the Eildons.
Over the back of us here, we have the Eildons. Now I'm going to pull this up in Wikipedia. It's Eildon Hills, EILDON HILLS. Those are the big mountains that are back behind him, and there's a picture here on Wikipedia that you can see that shows kind of what they look like here. So we're going to continue on with Kevin. Here we go.
One of the most famous landmarks on the Borders. It's
one of our most famous landmarks in the Borders.
It's 3 hills, and the myth is that Merlin.
It's 3 hills, and the myth is M-Y-T-H. Myth is that Merlin
split 1 hill into 3.
Merlin, the musician, split 1 hill into 3,
and left the 2 hills at the back of us.
And left the 2 hills at the back of us.
You can see.
Which you can see.
The weather's never good, they always say in the Borders, if the mist's on the Eildons.
The weather's no good, they say in the Borders, if the mess is on the Eildons. Let's do that one again, make sure I got that right.
The weather's never good, they always say in the Borders, if the mist's on the Eildons.
The weather's never good, obviously, in the Borders, when the mess is on the Eildons. And the mess he's talking about is probably the fog, is what he's calling that, a mess, like messy weather.
We never get the good weather, and as you can see today,
we never get the good weather, and as you can see through there,
there's no sunshine.
No sunshine.
It's a typical Scottish Borders day.
It's a typical Scottish Borders day. Scottish Borders, the border countries, B-O-R-D-E-R-S. I have to be honest, I didn't know exactly what he said when I was listening to it either.
Fantastic. Yeah, tell me a bit about Tweed Guide, about what you guys do.
Tweed Guides, it's just been set up. It's about in its 3rd year now.
Tweed Guide, it's just been set up. It's in its 3rd year now. Let's go back and listen again, make sure.
Tweed Guides, it's just been set up. It's about in its 3rd year now.
Tweed Guide, it's just been set up. It's about just in its 3rd year now.
And we bring people over from all walks of life.
And we bring people up from all walks of life.
We bring them fishing anywhere they want to go.
And we bring them fishing anywhere they want to go.
We use the Tweed, we use all the tributaries of the Tweed.
We use the Tweed, We use all the tributaries of the Tweed.
And we just want to get people together to have fun and to enjoy
And we just want people to get out and have fun and enjoy, I think,
fishing together.
and enjoy fishing.
And about how long does it take a guy to get used to, like these guys here trained a bit last night, but what does it typically take even a novice to start enjoying fly fishing?
I reckon to start enjoying fly fishing,
I reckon to start enjoying fly fishing,
as long as you're quite happy just to go out
as long as you're quite happy to just go out
and enjoy the scenery and take in what all happens with it.
and enjoy the scenery and take in what all happens with it.
Like, you can enjoy it in a day, 2 days is plenty of time, as long as you enjoy it. Like,
You can enjoy it in a day or 2 days, plenty time, as long as you enjoy it. Like,
it's very important that you just put it totally out of your mind about catching.
okay, time out now. I gotta work on that one. Hang on, just 1 second.
It's very important that you just put it totally out of your mind about catching.
Okay, one more time.
It's very important that you just put it totally out of your mind about catching, and just enjoy the casting and enjoy the scenery around you.
Okay, I don't know what that one part, but just enjoy the casting, and enjoy the scenery around you. The casting is the casting of the. And one more time, I'm gonna listen to that. Put it to your mind, maybe.
It's very important that you just put it totally out of your mind about catching, and just enjoy the casting and enjoy the scenery around you.
Oh, okay. It's very important, like that you just put it totally out of your mind. What you're catching or something.
And just enjoy the casting.
Okay. What he's saying is, sometimes you just are going to enjoy the casting, right? You're going to put it out of your mind what you're trying to catch. Let's try this again.
It's very important that you just put it totally out of your mind about catching.
Put it totally out of your mind that you're catcher, it sounds like, but my bad.
And just enjoy the casting and
Just enjoy the casting and the scenery.
Talk about the kind of fish that they have here. What are they likely to catch here if they come on Tweed Guide?
Well, a day like today, we'd be looking for a spring salmon, a late running spring salmon.
Okay, well, a day like today, we'll be looking for a spring salmon, S-A-L-M-O-N. A day like today, we'll be looking for a spring salmon.
The early salmon will just be starting to come up now, which is
The early salmon will just be starting to come up now, which is
called summer salmon.
which is called summer salmon.
We've got the grills, and there'll be a few sea trout starting to come forward.
We've got the grills. I don't know what he's saying there.
There'll be a few sea trout starting to come forward.
And there'll be a few sea trout starting to come forward.
This is a good time of the year, like, and it's just a start.
This is a good time of the year, like, and it's just a start.
The summer fishing now, the spring fishing is just coming to an end.
Let's try that one more time. Oh, the spring fishing is coming to an end. That's what he's saying. It's kind of right together. Spring fishing is coming to an end. The spring fishing is coming to an end.
And so these guys we're watching here, this is Bo Holland we're watching here, and he's a beginner. And how do you think Bo's doing?
He's doing very well at the moment, actually.
He's doing very well in there, actually.
He just needs to slow things down just a little bit.
Just needs to slow things down just a little bit.
And he just wants to take his time on his forward cast.
And he just wants to take his time on his forward cast.
We'll have him by the end of the morning, we'll have them all, that'll be sorted out, like.
By the end of the morning, we'll have them all sorted out, like, figured out. Sorted out means we'll have it solved. Let's try it one more time.
We'll have them by the end of the morning, we'll have them all, that'll be sorted out, like. But the secret is give the people their space, let them get in the river.
The trick is to give them their space, give people their space, let them get out into the river. Let's listen to that one more time.
But the secret is give the people their space, let them get in the river.
The secret is give the people their space, let them get in the river.
Let them fish, let them enjoy the fishing.
Let them fish, let them enjoy the fishing.
Let them feel the rods, and don't be on their case all day, like.
Let them feel their rods, don't be on their case all day, which means, aggravating them or, continuing with, what it means.
I can soon sort it out, it just takes 5 minutes.
Something about getting it sorted out, it just takes 5 minutes. Let's try this again.
I can soon sort it out, it just takes 5 minutes.
I can see him sorted out like it only takes 5 minutes.
There's a perfect example.
There's a perfect example.
Only been fishing for the last 20 minutes, and look at that, perfect anchor point.
Only been fishing for the last 20 minutes.
Perfect anchor point.
And look at that, perfect anchor point. The anchor point's where he lets go of the rod when he slings it, right?
Perfect loop going across the river.
Perfect loop. Let me see what I said there, man. Perfect. He's trying to make a loop in the line, in the fishing line. There's a loop that you want to get when you do fly fishing. So let's see if we got that one more time here.
Perfect loop going across the river.
Perfect loop across the river or something to put it. I guess he's sending it across the river.
And where was it? Melrose Abbey was where?
Melrose Abbey is just across. We can't quite see it from here, but it's just through the trees on.
Okay, he's going to show me where Melrose Abbey is. That's where Robert the Bruce's heart is buried. So I'm asking him about where Melrose Abbey is, and at first I don't see it here in my camera. It's hard to see with that my little camera that I had that day.
Perfect loop going across the river.
Perfect loop going across the river.
And where was it? Melrose Abbey was where?
Melrose Abbey is just across. We can't quite see it from here, but
Melrose Abbey is just across. We can't quite see it from here, but
it's just through the trees on the other side there, like.
Through the trees on the other side there, like.
Can actually just see the main tower.
You can actually just see the main tower.
Just through the trees, you can just see it.
Through the trees, you can just see it.
Get to see it from up here, huh?
See it?
Gotta watch out for the sheep crap.
I know. You can see the top of Melrose. See the top of the Abbey there?
See the top of Melrose. See the top of the Abbey there.
I'm gonna zoom in. Yeah.
See it just. There's like just a bit sticking up.
See it there, just about sticking up.
That's
okay.
Melrose Abbey, like.
That's Melrose Abbey, like.
So what's the deal with Melrose Abbey? What's the historical significance?
It's one of the big points of that is Robert the Bruce's heart's buried there.
Well, one of the big points of that is that Robert the Bruce's heart is there. I think he's going to say.
Robert the Bruce's heart.
Yeah, they brought it back.
Yeah, they brought it back. I guess he was in a crusade or something.
After he died, and they buried his heart in the Abbey, like.
After he died, and they buried his heart in the Abbey. Abbey like.
And they actually dug it up a few years back and tried to do a DNA test.
And they actually dug it up a few years back and tried a DNA test. I guess he's going to say. Let's try this again.
And they actually dug it up a few years back and tried to do a DNA test.
Really? No.
Yeah.
And a few years back, they tried a DNA test.
Really? No.
Test.
Really? No.
Yeah. To see what was what with it, like.
To see what was what like.
It was all put back in again, but the monks in Melrose are very famous.
And it was all put back. And we're talking about the monks here that built the wall here in a minute. The monks at Melrose are very famous.
And the brood, the famous mead that came out of the Melrose Abbey, like.
And the brood, he said brood, but I think he means brew maybe. It probably, let's see what he says here. I think he's talking about the ale.
And the brood, the famous mead that came out of the Melrose Abbey, like.
The famous mead that came out of Melrose Abbey, like.
The ground you're standing on at the moment was all owned by the monks.
The ground you're standing on at the moment was actually all owned by the monks.
All this flat plain you see in front of you.
All this flat plain you see in front of you.
This was all owned by the monks of Melrose, like.
This was all owned by the monks of Melrose.
And they farmed this, like.
And they farmed this, like.
There's actually a wall runs from the bottom of the river there.
There's actually a wall runs from the bottom of the river there.
Comes right up here. You can't see it, but it is there.
Comes right up here. You can't see it here. I see what it says. One more time.
Comes right up here. You can't see it, but it is there.
Comes right up here. You can't see it.
It's there. It goes right around that corner and right.
But it goes right around that corner.
It goes right around that corner and right back up to the Abbey, like.
And back up to the Abbey, like.
And that was their boundary.
Yeah, that was their boundary.
Yeah.
But it's a very famous and one of the oldest abbeys that there is.
It's very famous and one of the oldest abbeys there is. And right there I'm actually showing it. I finally found it and zoomed in on it. That is Melrose Abbey there.
In Scotland, like.
In Scotland, like. I actually have another video of Kevin taking me down to this abbey, so I'm going to post this in support of this video because it's cool too. We're actually walking through Melrose and he walks me down to the abbey.
Well, you were talking a while back with Bub up in front about the Romans. Did you say the Romans came through here a lot?
Yeah, it's a big Roman area like Newstead.
It's a big Roman area like Newstead, which is a town he's going to talk about. Newstead. We're talking about Romans now.
which was one of the biggest and earliest settlements of the Romans.
Which is one of the biggest and early settlements of the Romans, or maybe earliest settlements of the Romans. Let's watch that one more time.
There's a big Roman area like Newstead, which was one of the biggest and earliest settlements of the Romans. It was just in the village behind us again.
Was just in the village behind us, I think.
Can't quite see it for the trees and the stuff that's there, but the Romans settled here.
You can't see it for the trees and the stuff that's there, but the Romans settled.
The Romans settled here, and they had a fort on the top of the hill, just on the top of that hill there, like.
Settled here, and they have a fort, I think he said.
Fort on the top of the hill, just on the top of that
Fort on the top of the hill.
hill there, like. And again,
just on that hill there, like.
And again, there's a lot of people come for this area to look at the Roman fort and all the different stuff, like.
And there's a lot of people come to this area to look at the Roman fort.
Different stuff, like.
So and different stuff, like.
So there's still a lot of ruins and stuff
Yeah,
around?
there's a lot of bits and pieces, yeah.
There's a lot of bits and pieces, yeah.
It's very, very steeped in history, the Roman history, this area, like.
Very, very steeped in history, the Roman history, this area, like.
And it was just a small settlement in Newstead, like. It goes back in all the books and all the writing up, you can look back in their history and it's always mentioned Newstead.
It was just a small settlement in Newstead, like. It goes back in all the books, in all the writing, you can look back in the history. It always mentions Newstead.
I'll check it out when I get back home.
Oh, definitely, guy.
Okay, so it only took me 20 minutes to translate, 4 minutes and 35 seconds. I actually got it when I was there in Scotland, riding around and shooting some video and stuff. I went there with to shoot some video for a golf company, and so that was awesome. I'll post some more, Kevin. He's great. So I hope this helps. I know it took a long time. It's probably painful for you to hear me try to translate it, but it's a lot of back and forth. I want to make sure you get your paper right. I hope that really helps. I hope other folks enjoy watching me translate Scottish. I am actually Scottish. My family, the Glens, are part of the Macintosh clan, and my mom's a Mitchell, which is a primary clan in Scotland. So I'm pretty much a Scottish guy through and through, just via the Appalachian Mountains, not the hills and valleys and borders of Scotland. Peace, everyone. Thanks for watching.